Hey everybody, welcome back to the Carryandcut YouTube channel. And if you're new here, I sure do appreciate you stopping by and watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also leave a comment down below. It does help the channel and I love answering back to your guys' questions and comments. So today we are going to be looking at, or actually doing a disassembly and maintenance video on a CJRB crag. I did a full review of this knife here the other day. And if you guys missed that, make sure you guys go check it out. This was a knife that was won by our buddy Lou in the knife community. And it came from the Knight's Edge. And it was actually sponsored by, I think, Mr. Eddie. And then somehow Jimmy Crow got a hold of this thing and sent it over to me for review for Lou. So that is a mouthful. This thing has tracked some miles, come all the way over here to Southeast Ohio for us to take a look at. So why don't we go ahead and get on into this thing. Should be a pretty straightforward disassembly, I'm thinking. We just have T6 hardware all the way around. Interested to see if this thing is on bearings, which I'm pretty sure it is. And I want to see if this pivot is captive also. And we want to try to center up this blade a little bit for him that was a little bit off. But I think we could probably do our best and try to get something going with that thing. So we're only going to need a T6 for this one. That's all holding this knife together is a whole gob of T6 screws. That is one thing in the review that I probably forgot to mention. And I kind of wish that they were T8s, but you know, that happens. I think this was an older model knife, so maybe it was, I don't know. I know that their CJRB is definitely getting better at that. With the other knife that I have from them, the Hector, it does have some T8 hardware in it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and leave these pocket clip screws in there if possible. It's going to stick to the magnet there. And all the tools that I'm using here are all going to be linked in the description below. They are pretty recommendable and pretty affordable too. It does help the channel if you guys use them, but it's completely up to you. Okay, there's those. Now let's go ahead and start. Let's go with the, I guess, the quote on show side of the knife here. Let's go ahead and start with our pivot. Oh, I'll be damned, maybe it is a T8. I said in the review it was a T6. Maybe I had the T10 in there when I tried to take it out earlier. Oh, I was wrong. Let's go ahead and throw the T8 in there. Sorry about that. Imagine you guys are going to jump me for that one. Seems like we do have a captive pivot. I wonder if this is just extremely loose and we can tighten it up and bring that over. Huh. Yep, that's all it was. So I didn't investigate too hard, but we definitely do have a nice blade centering now, so not a problem. Still, we'll just go ahead and keep on plucking away at this. So there's a pivot. We have a very short throw on it. Not too many threads on that thing. That pivot collar is pretty cool. I really do like that. I don't know if that's aluminum or what's going on there. All right, we'll go ahead and throw back our T6 in and just keep on moving along here. These are going to our barrel spacers in the back of the knife. Always make sure to keep a hold of your screws and what side they came out of. These are going to be all on the same side here. This thing has a lot of spring tension in it. Okay. All right, see what we got going on here. So we are looking at bearings, like I figured. This thing is about stuck together. Why is there so much spring in that? It's kind of strange. You think it'd be a flat. Must have like some run out or something on it. I don't know if this was shipwrecked, patinaed while the knife was together. Almost kind of seems that way because I took this screw out of the back there. It kind of pulled some of that finish off. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. But we'll go ahead and slide the blade out here. There's our bearings, our stop pin, and we do have our, this is a D-shaped pivot, so that's nice to see. We're just going to go ahead and leave this side together. We could pop that pivot collar out though. All right, so there is your disassembled CJRB crag. Really not much going on here. It's a pretty overall easy, we do got some surface for us going on there. This steel liner, these almost look like they were stonewash liners though. I don't know if that was something that was done. I'm kind of feeling like that was something that somebody did though. It would be Mr. Eddie or Jimmy Crow or what. But let's go ahead and, I wonder if they stonewashed the blade again too or what was going on there. Kind of looks like it's almost been stonewashed again. Maybe it was a satin blade, maybe, I don't know. I didn't get too much info on it, but the listing I seen on Blade HQ, it was not a satin blade. But then again, that could just be me having the wrong listing looking at it. But I will have this thing linked down in the description below if you guys would like to take a look at it. Of course, I don't have any affiliate links for Blade HQ or nothing like that, but I will have it linked down in the description. So if you guys would like to pick one up, feel free to go ahead and get one for yourself. All right. Go ahead and put this lock bar back in there where it belongs. Stop pin, I guess you could say. Not a lock bar, stop pin. Wash these bearings up. These look like ceramic bearings. Yeah, they might, nah, they're definitely ceramic, I think. I like it when they're like, the bearings aren't in this nylon, when they're in like an actual, whether it be brass or whatever the material they use, something other than this nylon. But I know it is a, you know, non-corrosive material, so it's going to be good for all that kind of stuff, depending on what region you live in. I feel like knives nowadays are pretty good about that. Even your more non-stainless materials do a pretty good job keeping everything at bay. All right, so let's go ahead and throw our captive pivot back in there. Love to see that. That's my favorite. I wish more knife companies would use captive pivots nowadays. And we're going to go ahead and find our knife pivot lube. I still got a whole bunch of this. If you guys are ever interested in any of this, this is good stuff. I've had this for like, I don't even know, 2 years now. And I don't even think I've used a third of the bottle. So really good stuff. Doesn't take a whole lot. A little bit goes a long way. And I really do like to disassemble and take care of all my knives, so I use it all the time. Okay, well, covered up our other bearing. This is a very heavy blade on this thing. A little more juice in there. All right. Let's see if we can throw her back together somewhat. Throw our scale back on. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of Locktite going here. This is the variety I like to use is the blue glue stick style. It just makes a heck of a lot less mess, and I just like it. You can really determine how much you're actually putting on, so you don't need a whole bunch, but just a little bit goes a long way. Especially this blue stuff, it just holds the, I guess you could say it's a thread locker, but it's not like a high strength red or anything like that. It's not a, say we're not torquing this thing down like crazy. We're just making sure it doesn't back out on us. So that's all we're after. Not torquing lug nuts on your vehicle. So we might as well just put it on everything we took off. Just a little bit, and dabble do ya. I don't know why there's so much spring in that scale. That is just kind of crazy. Something wasn't lining up very well, or I don't know, just a lot of spring going on that copper. I think I'm pretty sure it's the copper, but not sure. Okay, so we got those nailed down all the way. We're gonna go ahead and close the knife up. We'll try to dial in the centering from here. T8 back out. We're a little bit favoring the liner side. That looks pretty good right there. See what our action's like? Pretty smooth. So we can't go any looser on the pivot though. It's gonna make our centering out of whack. But overall, I do like that. Blade is fairly, almost perfectly centered in there. Just a little tighter. I think sometimes it almost helps the action when it's a little bit tighter. All right, dead on centering. Let's go ahead and throw this pocket clip back on. This was set up for right hand carry. Let's go ahead and throw him back in. I know we put a little bit of goo, a little bit of love on these pocket clip screws too. It's all fun and games until somebody loses a pocket clip. Throw our T6 back in. Little key that I like to do, I like to run your T6s reverse, like do a little bit of left hand thread just to set it. Make sure you're locked in. You can kind of hear it click in. Then go ahead and snug her on down. Definitely don't want to strip out your T6 Torxes. Those are the worst, and they don't take much to do it. So get a high quality bits. These are Wihas, super nice. They were our link down in the description below. All right, and that is how you disassemble and maintain your CJRB crag. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them down in the comment section below. Really appreciate you watching, and hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks. Bye.